of a snow blizzard, snowstorm. I shouldn't even be out on the roads, but what can I say? Kids wanting pizza. Alright, we're gonna make this video sweet today. It's gonna be short and sweet. It's actually gonna be on a couple of things. And one of the things, the first thing we're gonna talk about is Luke Cage. Mike Coulter returning as Luke Cage. Recently he was on a podcast with I think it was Sean. It was one of the guys from Boys to Men. He was on the podcast with them, and they asked him about the Marvel thing, and there's a quote out there, and he just basically says, "We've had talks." I want to say it was leaked by the Cosmic Circus like a year ago when they were saying that Jessica Jones was returning. There was video of Mike Coulter also on set. I don't even know if they were on set. They were just in New York. But there were videos of him as well in New York. And at that point, I kind of felt like it was a foregone conclusion. So much to the point where I thought that they were going to appear at the end of Daredevil Born Again. I thought when he was assembling his army, you would have saw at least Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. I don't know if they've made a decision on what they're going to do with Danny Rand, Iron Fist, but from what it looks like, Marvel is kind of going back to the 2010s, and as far as the Netflix shows and the street level heroes being Disney Plus TV series and kind of redoing all of that. So that's one part of the plan that I said that I would do. I agree with. I do feel like since we've had 2 seasons of Luke Cage and Iron Fist, we should be getting a Heroes for Hire Disney Plus show. Like, we want those shows to evolve and kind of like with Daredevil, you want them to continue from where the last shows left off on Netflix and then just kind of pick up. So it's like, I think we're overdue for a Heroes for Hire series, a Daughters of the Dragon miniseries. We should have those things. I like what they're doing with the Punisher as far as just being a Marvel special presentation, because John Bernthal is a big actor. I don't really think Punisher needs any more seasons on his TV series side. I kind of feel like he should be popping up in movies like he will be doing in Brand New Day. And it's kind of funny because it's like all the characters are back under one umbrella, but it's still kind of separate because Brad Winderbaum is now running Marvel TV. So I don't know how much a lot of those characters are going to be able to cross over to movies. I kind of feel like John Bernthal is only able to cross over because he has a good relationship with Tom Holland. They're actually really good friends outside of what they do for acting, because they did a movie together a while back. So I kind of feel like that's kind of what got him into the Spider-Man movie, at request of Tom Holland, and that's the reason why a lot of the other Defenders can't get into the movies. But either way, it's nice to have that synergy. It'll be nice to have Luke Cage back. I wondered if Mike Coulter would really want to still be Luke Cage, considering how he left and he went on and did his acting thing and kept acting, and he was kind of busy. He didn't really need Marvel, so to speak. So I was questioning whether or not he would come back or if they would recast, but it sounds like he's coming back. The other bit of news I saw was that the Spider-Woman movie that was in development by Marvel Studios has officially been canceled. And I had reported on that back when my channel first started back in 2018. I had reported about the potential Spider-Woman film. There were questions as to the rights of Jessica Drew, exactly if Marvel Studios could do it, because Sony seemingly could not. So with this whole new Sony Marvel deal, I guess that gets scrapped, at least with Marvel Studios. And it's something that made more sense for Sony to do, but I guess if they didn't have the rights, that's why they didn't. Like, instead of doing Madam Web and doing Morbius and doing a lot of these other villain spin-offs, Craven, they should have just did Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman like live action. They could have put her in a different universe and then just said, oh, it's the multiverse, and then they could have told their stories. That probably would have been a little bit more effective than what they actually did. There's so many different Spider-Man spin-off characters that they could have used to do movies on that didn't necessarily relate to or touch or have anything to do with Peter Parker. So, I think there's a lot of red tape in the contracting when it comes to Spider-Man for what they could and couldn't do, and that's why they did what they did. Ultimately, why now they're just doing it. Disney do it, and at the rate Disney is going, I saw the report that, and this has been known since Age of Ultron, Kevin Feige is spread too thin, and that's the reason why they're only doing one movie a year, so he can focus on getting, correcting the ship. And I guess my thing is, from a business standpoint, Kevin Feige is the man, but from a business standpoint, why would you put all of that on just one person? Like, why do we not have responsible enough producers to, like, because they have this meeting with the directors and everything, they have this retreat they go to. Why the producers who are attached to their directors can't be like, okay, I can execute this plan? All Feige got to do is say, hey, look, this is what I want to happen, this is what I need to happen. However you tell the story is how you tell the story. I just need to see it before we approve it. I mean, that's how I figure it probably kind of works. And then you have your Nate Moores and your sub-producers, because I think there's like 13 of them. Like, why the hell is he just that much of a control freak to where he won't even let them make decisions like in real time on set to keep things moving? That's, to me, it sounds like that's what's going on. And it's just like, maybe he's not communicating enough what he wants. And or to the point where, like, if that's your job, like, and you know him, you kind of would know what he wants. So, like, are you just not making, I don't know, like, it just kind of feels like somewhere along the line, the producers are failing Feige for him to have to be spread that thin. That just don't, for me, that don't really make a whole lot of sense. So that's, that's where Marvel Studios is at. That's what's going on. Man, let me know down in the comment section. Are you excited for Mike Coulter to return as Luke Cage, or do you want them to recast? What do you feel they should do with Danny Rand, and when should he pop up? Because I kind of feel like, yes, his show was terrible, but he should be popping up. He should be either recast. Me personally, I kind of felt like the actor that was doing Iron Fist, when he did his fight choreography, it felt like he was a ballerina or something. Like he was doing like twirling on his toes and dancing. Like the way he did the moves just did not look very action-esque. And I kind of felt like if they had a shorter actor with fight training, or somebody who could really fight, it would look way better. Like, I kind of felt like they cast him for his acting abilities, with him being on the Game of Thrones show, as opposed to him being able to carry out the action part. And really, if they were going to do a comic book accurate and he had his mask on the whole time, like, that takes away a lot of the face acting that you're going to do. So, like, I really wish they would have went more action heavy with that casting in that role. So I don't know, maybe they fix it, maybe they don't. But let me know down in the comment section how you feel about this news, about them all returning, and about a potential Spider-Woman movie being canceled. Is that something that you actually wanted to see, was a Jessica Drew Spider-Woman movie? So until next time,